Ah. Welcome mortals to Win Stars and Time. I was just figuring out some controls and then I accidentally quit. But basically we're trying to find where the king is. I believe I put up most of the incident that happened online, if I'm doing this right. Let's be the judge of that, why not? Some papers. There seem to be various newspaper articles about the king. You never looked at them very closely before, have you? You take a step forward. Oh, so many articles about the king! His conquest was slow enough that Volgardian press had time to write about him. I remember that. But there's no one to write them now. Start reading random articles. This article is about a slow march to Donmon's house. This one is about him probably being from another country than Volgard. Huh. He really isn't Volgardian then. Oh, apparently not. This article says there's no record of him from anywhere. Up until he appeared out of thin air in his adulthood. It looks like he lived in the city of Korbol for a few years before he became king. So he was a traveler? Like Frin and Deal? Please don't compare us to him, thank you. That's right. He did talk about Volgardians before. The way he phrased it, it seemed like he thought of Volgardians as people other than himself. And he said he thought of Volgard as welcoming. Always willing to welcome people in, even someone with no name, no home to speak of. You should go and ask the king where he's from later. This article about his fashion sense. From what I've heard, he does have a very distinctive hairstyle. This article is more about his armor though. They even included a sketch. Look. Well, it's very shiny, I suppose. Very imposing. Something that caught their attention though. The patterns. The patterns? Oh, and it's chest and gauntlets, you mean? It's just a weird losange. What's so weird about it? Those are stars. Stars? What's a star? The dots in the sky, correct? You nod. Is that so? Oh! This article does mention his speech mannerisms. Star and sky-related things often seem to be something he comes back to often. Stars, huh? What could be interesting about them? Stars. Is there somewhere in the house you could find out more about them? I wonder if I should talk to call Loop. Hello, Loop speaking. Thank you for calling. How may I help you? What do you need help with? Okay. Well, I tried talking to Loop earlier, but I guess we have to talk to Loop after? Or maybe we try talking to the king first, and then I die to the king. There's a place with stars. So did something happen? What? What do you mean? Did you drink a special tonic or something? You seem well. So graceful, right? I knew I wasn't imagining it. You're rocking in a cool way, like a dancer or something. You usually feel like a tiny fennec fox, but you feel more like a panther right now. And the way you defeated the last few sadnesses we've seen, that was Impressive. Uh-oh. It's time to get serious, you know. It's time to get serious. I will show the king my true power. I will show them all. And then, no one will ever make fun of me for being barely taller than a preteen. I'm the same height as you, Mira. Oh. Mirabelle looks at her heeled shoes, then at her flat boots. Is that so? Ha! Youch. Yeah, Belle! Hit him where it hurts! Youch! Are you really moving different though? Faster and more silently? Come to think of it, your family members do feel slower to you though. Clumsier. How long have you been in there compared to them? I need to die quickly. Where's a tear? Where's a tear? I have not defeated any sadnesses, I'm just escaping. Because right now it's time for investigation, and investigation I shall conduct. God, there are no tears. When you die in floor 1! There we go. You and your family members escaped. There we go, tear! Finally! You know, I'd usually be worried about this, but Steve doesn't seem worried at all. Tear floats gently. Touch it? Yes. Thank you, jeez. Maybe I should ask the king next. Dreamt about someone crying into nothing. I didn't equip the bomb or the knife key. Ready. Okay. Ba. Do you remember? Is that so? You shall say which of the universe favors! Yeah, zone out. I plan to die to the king. Actually, you know what? I'll defeat him eventually. Ask the king. Where are you from? Where are you from? The king looks straight at you. What about you, bright one? Where are you from? You flinch. You do not answer. You cannot answer. You hear the king laugh. I could kill the king, but it'll take too long, so just guard. It is time, saviors. Yeah, we're dead. It does only 5,000 damage on Seafrin, huh? That's so interesting. Normally it does 9,999. Bonnie, run! No! I can't! Just run, Boniface! Do not worry. I will give the young one time. That's the best you can do, Stars. It hurts, it hurts! But you're getting used to it. King, what am I supposed to remember? Bright one, as you lay there dying, what do you see? The ceiling. You hear Isabeau laugh tiredly. Hearing it, you laugh too. Oh. So, even death will not bring it back. I knew this, and yet... Oh. King strikes. King killed you. Start again. Loop back to Dormont. Loop 32. You remember Odile? She couldn't move, was facing away from you. Is always facing away from you. She can never move then, can she? She can't protect any of you. Can't protect herself. Can't even think of it. What face is she making during those final moments? Back to it. Lots of crows. Okay, all of them went silent at the same time. Cyprian, you're up! Here again, hey Mira, it's all about a sleepover? Great! Talk to you later, Mira. Let you go. Hooray. Fishing one. I am fishing! You would like to fish? Hey! Fishing time. You didn't catch anything, but it was restful to sit here and let your mind wander. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I get it. It's a pretty tremendous street. Ah, yes. Maybe this time, closer. His hand abruptly stops above your shoulder and goes back to his side. Oh, that was funny. Wanna talk before I go? Do I need help with anything? Might be kind of, but okay, well, I'd rather you ask everyone else if they need help first. Mine might take some time. So, yeah, make sure they help everyone else and we'll do whatever you need to do first. Okay, I'll be going now. See you at the clock tower. Loop. Hi, Stardust. So, got any theories about the loops I'm trapped in? Why would I? Your name is literally Loop. Finally. Oh, stars above, it is. D. But just because I call myself Loop doesn't mean I know anything. I'm just bad at names. But I'll see what I can do. What's your question? Do you know anything that could help? Such a broad question, Stardust. As I've told you before, I know as much as you do right now. How can that be? What do you mean? Aren't you here to help me? Why don't you know more about the loops you're supposed to help me with? Don't you dee me? Oh. I still don't have a good answer for you, Stardust. Isn't it already nice that you have me to talk about those loops? You could be alone, stuck only with your tiny brain for company with no one to talk to. Okay. Well, why don't we summarize what we know about those loops? We might find something out. You sigh and nod. Nothing better to do, you suppose. So, you're currently stuck in a time loop for some unknown reason. The loop starts when you wake up in Dormont and seems to end when you talk to the head housemaiden. Unless I die first to touch a tear. Yes, maybe the loop considers getting frozen in time by those tears a sort of death. But why aren't you looping back when you get frozen in battle? Huh. Isn't it because I thought the tears work differently than an actual time freeze though? Is that so? Well, you're the one getting frozen, so you'd know. So, you loop if something keeps you from advancing in some way. I wonder if other things would count as keeping you from advancing. Like what? Like, what if we cut off your legs? Would you immediately loop back? You can't advance if you have no legs, right? I'd rather not test that one. Oh, but understandable. But it is interesting though. What makes loop actually loop? Maybe... Does the loop consider talking to the head housemaid and something that keeps you from advancing somehow? Oh, maybe, but what would advancing even mean then? Towards what goal? Is there something that happens when you talk to the head housemaiden that makes a certain goal impossible to accomplish? As you found out, all of this might be the work of Timecraft, a power that should be impossible to use, but you and the king are somehow able to manipulate it. Am I manipulating Timecraft if I can't control it? But you can, can't you? You can more or less control where you come back, except when you talk to the head housemaiden, it seems, which brings you back to the start. But just being able to loop back in time and avoid death might count as you being able to use Timecraft. But if Timecraft is supposed to be too dangerous to even use, how did I get that power? And how can you break the loop for good? Yes, those are big questions, aren't they? I do wonder about the limitations of your powers still. What makes you actually loop? Somehow I feel like finding out more about that would be useful. Stardust, we've been talking for a while, so maybe not right now, but when you have some time, will you hang out with me for a bit? Huh? Hang out? I have a theory I'd like to test, and... We haven't spent any time together, Stardust. I'm lonely. I want to have a long conversation with someone. Anyone. I want to hang out. Again, it doesn't have to be right now. A little hangout time might last a while. Maybe even longer than the rest of the day. I'm sure you have plans for this loop, but can't wait until you have time, okay? Theory Loop would like to test out about loops. You should talk to Loop when you have time. Yay, I'll be waiting, Stardust. In the meantime, how can I help you on this wonderful new loop? Find out more about the loops. What should I do now? What should I do now? Most people don't know anything about the stars, do they? They sure don't. You barely do most of the time, don't you? But then, how does the king remember? And why does he care about stars to the point he has them on his armor? Someplace that has something to do with stars. Might be time for you to explore the house a bit more, Stardust. Okay. See you later, Stardust. Give them a nod and walk away. Okay. So there's only one place I know with stars on my mind. That's in floor 3. What a delicious death. Anyway, I'll skip to where I find the thing about stars. Oh. Whoa! Where are we? There's a big window over there, see? What? Was there a room like this in the house? Yeah, I remember. Someone was working here, studying. They look like... I'm sorry, I can't remember. There's no key or knife here, Stardust. Yeah, Stardust. Book in carbon. You look at it. A carbon book here in Vogard. How rare. The title translates to Colors Through Time. It seems to be an essay about color theory. Color theory? What's color? We don't have time for this. You can go and reread the book about colors in the secret library if you're curious. It's a star chart. Looks like a child tried to write down their first word. That sure is some awful handwriting. And the determined child. Looks like they tried to write the same word on all those papers. So the awful handwriting is the king trying to write the name. Vogard, the land of change. Kabwe is here. Odio points to a big country far from Vogard. Kabwe is a country you visited at least once. Bamboosh is here! Bonnie points to a spot almost on the edge of Vogard. You look away from the globe. Paint has started to wear out like someone kept dragging their finger on it. You drag your finger there too. Erase. You almost want to look for lightless paint. Those are stars, right? I remember just now. But don't they only appear at night? We left early in the morning, so it should still be light outside. I've heard it's always nighttime near the king. Maybe this is his influence? It was dark around the house yesterday too, remember? Stars. Stars like the king's armor. Stars like the king keeps mentioning. Stars like... You should remember them. Something in you tells you should. Every time you raise your head and look up at them, you feel like something you've done dozens, hundreds, and thousands of times, but you can't remember any of it. You can't remember what you were even trying to see looking up at them, the king. Every time you face him, he asks you the same question. Do you remember? Remembering is not something you're very good at. There's so much you can't remember. You're a very forgetful person after all. You can't remember basic items, you forget where you're going half the time, you can barely remember people's names, you notice you're starting to forget whole loops, you can barely remember anything that happened before you started looping in time, you can barely remember anything that happened before. You breathe out and unclench your fists. What you can and can't remember doesn't matter much now, does it? The king, does he want you to remember something? Does he? You should go ask the king what he wants you to remember later. Safe, you okay? Lost in thought, see friend. You have to keep going. Alright, let's go to the king. Yep. Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just get right to it. Oh man, I had a whole speech prepared too. Wait. Ooh, traveler. Bright one. Do you remember? Remember what? We shall see which side the universe favors! Okay. Ask the king. What should I remember? Every single time you face him, he asks if you remember. There's something he thinks you should know, should remember, but... Does it really matter, Siffrin? He could just be trying to confuse you.
Yeah, speaking in riddles to friends, stop trying to confuse him. He hasn't forgotten anything.
But you have, haven't you? You try not to think about it, but... What have I forgotten?
Forgotten? Oh, right one. Right one. Why? Why would you ask? Don't you know at this point what you've forgotten? Haven't you always known? Can't you see the hole it has left behind? If not, what used to fill it? Don't you feel it? Its absence.
What the crap is he?
All of it! You've forgotten it all, Bright One! They all have! We all have! No one can say it! No one can even remember it! It escapes us! It will keep escaping us! Oh, why don't you remember? I can tell everything from your accent to the way you use craft to the stitching on your cloak, then hat to those pins you wear. You should remember. You and I, of all people standing here, should remember. Bright One, please, please, just remember and say it. Make it real. Please. If you can remember, then maybe.
What is happening? Is he okay? Something we've all forgotten.
I haven't forgotten anything, stupid.
Safe? Something you've forgotten. Something everyone has, even if they don't pay attention to it. The hole that is left behind, something bigger than just the stars. What you're trying to remember doesn't exist anymore, but someone might still have written proof it existed, haven't they? Should I defeat the king? Pass. Written proof is on the...
This is time saviors.
See a vision of the future, yada. Nope, it's back to 9,999. Here again, Bonnie run. Just run, Bonnie, fast. Could you kill me first? I'd appreciate it.
Of course, Bright One. May death bring it all back.
Real heart of gold, that one.
Siffrin? Siffrin?
No! No! Save! No, stop it! Siffrin!
Feel a tug on your stomach already.
The king strikes!
One more time. Yep, this is where the library is. He was scared, more than scared. He was terrified, but he was looking right at you, like he wanted to take your pain away. Oh, he's about taking the pain away isn't his job anymore. Back to it. I try to keep Siffrin's voice really cold, because this child is such a cold child. So weary and dark and dreary. I need to escape. Get away from me. Sparkle Ivy. You probably should right now. Name of this country you try to remember. Only silence answers you. Is this what the king wanted you to remember? Just remember it. Say it. Make it real. You can't say it. You don't even want to try, but... Turn to Isabeau. But can you try and say it anyway?
Uh-huh. But why? It's just gonna give me a headache.
Isabeau looks at you. Something about your expression makes him reconsider.
Well, sure, safe. I'll say it. The country's name was... You know, I had it before, but now that I'm actively trying to remember it, nothing comes to mind.
Huh, is that so?
You're dumb, sir. I know it. It's... But...
Wait.
Huh? What's...
Can't remember it either, yeah. When you asked me, answering you felt automatic, like if you asked me what 1 plus 1 makes, but trying to remember it now is more like...
Like calculating 72 times 89?
Nah, that's 6,408. I have a brain and I know how to use it.
What?
Isabeau! No, it felt more like asking me to remember my first steps. How can I remember that? I can't remember that. How can you expect me to remember that?
What a terrible analogy. But I can't seem to remember it either. When we were talking about it, I could think it clearly, but now trying to remember it now, let alone say it.
I can't remember the country itself either. I just remember it was an island north of Vogard, and it had a different belief than the change belief, didn't it? Something about the sky?
You know, the universe.
That's right, the universe. Oh yeah, like stars and stuff.
We also know people could remember the country clearly before, and... my head is killing me.
And we know that trying to remember stuff makes our brains hurt.
Let's stop here. It'd be bad to fight the king with a raging migraine.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't say it, Safe.
You don't respond. Stars, so the king is from that country as well, and the country no one can remember. Your country! The country you were born and raised in, you spent your entire childhood in, and yet, even now thinking about it, what it may have looked like, you can't even imagine it. For a long time now, you haven't been able to remember anything about it. You forget it even exists half the time. Anything linked to that country just stopped existing for you. Your childhood, your parents, your life, your language, your culture, your faith, the stars, the constellations, the universe. It's all gone. Forgotten. The king... He was from there, you're sure of it, and then something happened. The country disappeared without a trace, unable to be remembered by anyone. No one can remember what made everyone forget about its very existence, but something must have, right? But if it happened, if he's so attached to it, and if he asks you to remember it every single time you see him, if he's so attached to that country, why would he be obsessed with Vogard then? Why would he decide to freeze it all in time? But there must be something somewhere, something that's similar to his goal. And this is where I get stuck. I'll pause while I go around exploring a little. But yeah, I'll just cut to when I find something. Okay, freezing something in time. Here's something. You're glad to have the picture back. It's proof. Proof that you're here on this journey. Proof that you were with your family members. Proof that you love them. Even if you forget, and you forget a lot, it's proof that you and your friends existed. Proof that you were happy. Proof that this moment happened, perfectly frozen in time. After the country was forgotten, the king was welcomed by Vogard, wasn't he? Welcomed and helped and loved, to the point where he sees Vogard as perfect. But no one knows why the country was forgotten. What's keeping Vogard from being forgotten for the exact same way? Wasn't it his duty as thanks for welcoming him to make sure such a fate would never befall Vogard? What else could he do but make sure this perfect country was preserved in amber forever? How could he ever let go? You understand the king more than you'd like to, but still, he's... You want to talk to him again. Dreamt about someone crying into nothing. Whose voice was it? Who knows? Doesn't matter.
But what else does? We shall find a vicious and which I the universe favors.
Where are you from? Will he say it if you ask? Can he say it? Someone asked you this exact question before and you couldn't answer. You couldn't say anything. You forgot it all, but...
Where I'm from. Oh. Right one. If you're asking with such a look in your eye, do you remember then? Can you see it? Can you picture it? Bright one, please, you can't. You have to remember, I know you can, we both can. We're the only ones present who can.
What? Saffron, what is he talking about?
Safe? Safe, are you okay? Bright one. No. You're trying, I can tell, but the knowledge keeps escaping you, doesn't it? Slipping through your fingers. It's the same for me. But we have to try to remember, Bright One. I see flashes of it. Of what was. The mountains, the sea, the lightless sand, dark like the night sky. Our country, Bright One. Our country. Our home. We have to say it. We cannot let oblivion win. Our home. We can rebuild it together. Your power and mine. We just have to wish for it. We just have to ask. We just have to say its name. Oh, Red. The star was hurt. Safe? Oh, no, you heard it, you said it, he tried to say it, your country's name, your home, your... No, it's gone. Did he say it? All of it? Did he say it? You couldn't hear it, can't remember it, can't... What's happening? The king is attacking Saffron. Everyone protect him. Stop talking, king, leave Fred alone. Safe. Your head feels like it's splitting in two. Your country, your home, you can't remember it. It's gone. Gone from your past, gone from your mind, gone from the very planet you stand on, and it was yours. It's yours, and it's gone, and you can't even say its name. But if the king could, then maybe, say it. You have to say it. If he couldn't do it, maybe you can. Maybe you both can. Bright One, please. You inhale. You try to grasp its name. Your throat, your head, it hurts, he spit blood. Heck up. You have to get it out. Bright One, I almost heard it. Please, again, once again, we have to try together. Your entire body hurts. Say it. Your head is killing you, but you have to try. We have to stop the king. Say, friend, whatever he's telling you to say, stop it. Friend! Say, friend! But you have to. What do they know anyway? What do they understand anyway? The pain of not remembering your own blinding country, your own home. The king is right. You have to get it back. You inhale. Someone is screaming. You realize it's your own voice.